I'm Nova.
I'm Jack.
And this is
Two Shmucks and a Bunch of Yucks.
This is special.
Yeah,
but you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. How about you? What's going on?
Dude, it's exciting. Getting ready to move, as you know. Gonna go look at the house on Saturday for an inspection. It's gonna be awesome.
This is going to be super cool.
Very excited to do that. Very excited to see what it's all about. Ready for the next chapter, you know?
Yes.
Get out on my own, quote-unquote own. Like, I actually have to be super more responsible than I have been.
Yep.
Which is a good thing. I had to adjust how much they're taking out for my 401k because I was like, I'm going to need some more of that money. You know, I was like, ooh, they're taking 9%. Ooh, let's move that down to 5%.
Let's take that down to 5. Dude, when I was at Home Depot, I was maxed out on that.
Yeah.
I was having them take out a full 15.
Yeah, that would be nice. Well, I didn't know what I was doing with the 401k for a little while.
That's fair.
At work, and I was like, okay. And then I did some work on it like last year.
Okay.
So I've been doing 9% for a minute. So I have a little chunk in there. So it's not a lot, but it's a chunk. And it's, you know. And then I was thinking about doing some investment stuff, but then I was just like, let me talk to a finance guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to screw around with that stuff because it's, if you mess up, that's your money down the hole.
Yeah, you've only got yourself to blame.
Yeah, and then you're like,
I'm an idiot. I can't believe I did that. I bet it all on black, and I was wrong.
That was wrong. Oh,
and you
gosh.
act like a fool. But yeah, dude, you've been doing good, playing any different games lately, or you just...
I've been getting back into Squad. I've been playing modded Squad.
Ooh, interesting.
So it adds a bunch of new factions, new vehicles, new weapons, and the most important thing is it reverted what is called the infantry combat overhaul, which is basically like they tried to make the gunplay more realistic. And in doing so, they actually made it less realistic. So if you're going from just like a run, not like sprinting, just from a run, and like you see a dude standing in the street like 20 yards away from you, and you bring your gun up, and apology listeners, you're not going to be able to see my arm swaying. You're like...
You're swaying dramatically.
You're swaying dramatically. And then the dude that's been standing there for 30 seconds is just like... And then he kills you. And then you're like... All right. Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I'm running and dive.
Your soldier, your United States Marine that you're playing as, just ran 10 yards and is sucking
pretty
wind.
Well trained soldier.
Yeah,
who would have had. Yeah.
You should be used to that, but the infantry combat overall, undoing that makes it so you can go from a sprint to actually leveling your weapon and shooting, and you have a chance of getting the guy that got the drop on you.
There is
so it's more video gamey.
There's a line in which I say realism is cool and stuff, but I'd rather the game be fun.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's how a lot of people feel about the Squad thing.
Like I get it. Like certain like if I let's say I'm gonna play The Sims or something.
Sure.
I don't want to have to pay friggin' taxes in The Sims.
Sure. Sure.
I'm just there to build things,
build a cool house, and
have my Sims live their life out. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
And do silly crap that you wouldn't be able to normally do,
like
in
Marry
real
Death.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
sure. Never thought about doing that, but sure.
Yeah, I mean it's a weird thing in The Sims that you used to be able to do.
Get like 15 cats because I'm not going to do that in real life.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
And like be like, well, you know, I got 15 cats, but my person's also a Control Shift C millionaire.
Yeah.
You know, if I felt like cheating. Which, in The Sims, is it really cheating?
Yeah.
Is it?
I mean...
What if you want to be a millionaire off the bat? They won't let you do that, so you have to enter the code in.
You want to start as a millionaire?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Why not?
It's The Sims, Jack.
Yeah, why not?
What are you trying to prove? I can build my life from the ground up in The Sims.
Yes.
I want to struggle in this video game.
I want to struggle here, too.
I would like to live in this one-bedroom flat. That sounds like entertaining gameplay. Like, come on, Doug.
I gotta send my guy to work for 9 hours.
Fast forward. That's what it does.
Oh no, he
it's so
sleeps and he
funny.
goes to bed. Then he do it again.
Oh, we're gonna make some friggin' toast in the morning, and then we're gonna go off to our
you gotta
slave
earn
labor
them
job for
simoleons
9
or whatever
hours.
they're called.
Oh no, I have to pay my bills. Oh
right.
goodness
I
gracious.
got audited.
What do you mean? You mean I'm not allowed to have coffee at work? I can't even control that. It gets simmed.
It's Sim, dude.
There is an expansion that lets you like do your job. You,
Oh,
like,
okay.
You like do a profession.
Okay.
Yeah, I did play that for a bit. It's a fun, relaxing game.
I tried to get into The Sims, but to get all the cool stuff, you have to spend like $300.
Like $800. You weren't kidding the other day. I looked it up, bro. It is
really?
a lot of. Okay, so there is the actual like DLC, quote unquote.
Sure.
There's like 15 of them.
Yeah, and they're all, what,
It's
$20 a piece?
No,
a
they're
pop?
like 30, 40.
30, 40 a pop?
It's great. Some of them are 20, but the big ones are like 30, 40. It's crazy.
Dang, dude.
Do EA wants your money.
Of course.
Big time. And then there's all those little like toiletry pack things, you know,
Like the minor DLC packs that are like...
no, like it's all aesthetic stuff too.
Oh, okay.
It's all like, do you want like 3 different looking guitars that you can play, but they do the same function? Here you go.
$5, please.
Yeah, well, it's like music pack 2, summer aesthetic, winter aesthetic, and I'm like, didn't I buy seasons to do that? But you're making me buy another pack. Yeah,
More money.
EA.
they're like all. It's just a bunch of
Mr.
Mr.
Krabs.
Krabs. It's literally like a bunch of Mr.
We love
Krabs
money.
making the DLC.
We charge them for more of this.
We love money.
And then it's literally, and I'm convinced that dudes play The Sims for like a minute and they're like, this is stupid because I'm not going to spend $1,000 on DLC unless they have the money and they don't care. Fair enough. Guarantee you it's their girlfriends or their wives or their daughters maxing out their credit card, buying all the DLC because I have to have pets so I can play The Sims.
Yeah.
My sister, I gave her my old Sims 2 with the DLCs that I had. And she loved that. And she's like, can you buy me more DLCs? And I'm like, no!
No, buy them yourself.
I'm like, get a job, woman. Like, and then
Get a
she
job.
did.
And then she did.
And then she stopped playing The Sims anyway because she didn't have a computer to play them on, or her Mac or laptop or whatever broke.
Gotcha.
They both got. You know what's crazy?
What's that?
What's really crazy about that situation? Real small rant is okay, hold on. Backtrack. Both my sisters got laptops for free.
Sure.
Right. I never got a laptop. I got my desktop, my first desktop.
Sure.
But that thing was trash. And I don't blame my parents for not knowing how good desktops are, like how you can get good desktops.
Yep.
Like, I don't blame them at all. The fact that they got me what at the time was probably about $1,000 worth of
Oh,
desktop
okay.
was great. Cool. I have my own desktop. That thing is long gone. That thing had copious amounts of not good stuff on it. Bad.
Bad.
Well, no. NSFW. And then I got my first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I bought myself, that I didn't build, but I picked all the parts for it. And it was great. And it was awesome. And then this new one I have is new, quote unquote. It's been I think it's been like 2-3 years. It is fantastic. And I love it. And it's still working just fine, especially after I got the fans fixed. It's
good.
It's max. It's beautiful.
Good.
But like, they would like steal my like other consoles all the time. Like one of my sisters, and I say steal in the most like, can I have it for a minute? I'm like, yeah. And then like 4 days later, I could get it back. Like one of my sisters would use my Switch consistently. And now, granted, when I have the desktop, the Xbox, and the Switch, I don't really need it all the time.
You don't need all three of them at the
So,
same time.
it's like,
Yeah.
But I want them. Excess.
Yeah.
I am the master of the games.
So eventually got to the point where I was like, okay, can I get it back? Can I get it back? Can I get it back? And she's like, yeah. She would always give it back.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be like a butthole and lie. But I was like, to the point where I was like, oh, she keeps asking for it. So I just friggin' got her one for Christmas. And now she doesn't even touch it.
Of course.
I'm like, this is some nonsense, dog. Like, You play Animal Crossing for like 60 hours, then you're done. Fair enough. 60 is good.
That's normal. Like,
she's like, there's only so many times I can play Luigi's Mansion. I'm like, get a different game.
yeah,
She's like, I don't have the money for that, and I'm like,
save it.
do you think games grow on trees?
No.
No. Why do you think I paid a lot of money for my desktop?
Yep.
I've told so many people how much I paid for that, and they're like, whoa, dude, really? I'm like,
No, desktop's like $2,000 is like.
I paid more than that.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah, I paid a lot more than that.
But mine was, at the time, was like top of the line.
Okay. Gotcha.
Decked out.
Gotcha.
Like, that's why it still works perfectly fine right now.
Okay.
Like, I might have just a smidge under processing power and graphical power than Paul.
Okay.
And he bought his like super recently, within the last year. And he's got
it really that's recently?
yeah.
Oh.
Because he had one. He had that old big hunker,
Okay.
right? Big hunker, which is a good rig anyway. It was just a massive, like, tall, just huge
Tower.
Yeah, tower. And then he's like, I think we like took it over to our buddy's house, to B's place, and then it was kind of like starting to sketch out a little bit after we did that one. And then the next time we did it for his birthday, when we all went over, it was me, him, and me, Paul, and B, and we all had our rigs over there. I had my secondary rig. I didn't bring my normal rig because I could have. I really easily could have, and if we ever do that again, I probably would. I don't think we're going to do that again for a long time. We might do it at our place.
Doing it at your place would be
Lit, dude. LAN party. Actually, that sounds kind of sick.
It does sound sick.
I'm going to talk to Paul about that today. But yeah, no, that was actually a super good time.
Yeah. I bet.
Yeah. So, and his new rig is a giant fishbowl, and it's super cool.
It's a fishbowl?
It looks like a giant fishbowl. It's hilarious.
Oh,
he's got like, it's got weird like rounded scientific glass. It's super cool. But he's got a 4070 in there. I think I got a 3080. So
Yeah, I've got a 3070 or 3080 as well.
yeah, and
Next thing I need to upgrade is my processor, my CPU.
I'm probably within the next year or two going to upgrade again.
Yeah, it's one of those things where once you get it, it's a consistent investment, but it's only every couple years. Like,
Yeah, I just don't know how I'd have to look into it, and I'll confer with people who know what they're talking about, like Trevor and Paul, and we'll see about upgrading. I'm sure my actual tower is totally fine. I would probably just have to get a bunch of new parts.
yeah.
I think my motherboard is okay. I think my motherboard's really nice, but I have to double check. I know my processor is good, but I need a new one anyway. Because it's a little it's an i9, but it's still a little out of date.
Gotcha. Older
But-
generation.
Yeah, I need a newer one.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if I want to get into the 50 series, which I don't know if I necessarily need to, but
I
I
would
want to.
I would skip the 50 series generation and go to the. That's what I'm going to probably use. Skip
Wait
the
until the
50.
60s come out?
Yeah, in like what, 4 or 5 years?
Oh, they're going to come out faster than that, dog.
Yeah, I'm being liberal with my estimate.
Yeah, no, very liberal.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure the 50 series came out like a year after the 40 series.
That's crazy turnaround.
Yeah.
And I'm just
Obviously,
not
they're
like
gonna burn the crap
I'm really
out of your
skeptical about the AI generated frame stuff. Like,
I mean, fair. I almost want to get like a 4090 Ti and then sit on that for a minute.
yeah,
Because that's, I mean, the 3080 is good as is, but then like 4090 Ti is like uber good.
yeah, it's true.
I don't know. I'm super happy with my rig now. I can play I play the games I want to play. I do not need to upgrade.
Me too.
Like, I am good. The next big Total War thing, we'll see what they do because it's going to be a brand new engine. But
Yeah,
and they haven't even announced it yet, and Warhammer's still got its cycle to go through. But other than that, like, I don't really play a whole lot of super modern games.
yeah. The only game I could really see doing it for is maybe GTA 6 when it comes out on PC.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 years. It's going to be a year after the console release.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
I
fair
have
enough.
time is what I'm getting at.
So you're not even going to be playing it at launch, huh?
Nope, I don't even have an Xbox anymore.
Dude, when you know,
Well, maybe I think
okay.
I have an
Okay.
Xbox One
Save
somewhere.
up $300-ish bucks, get a Series S, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Okay.
Totally fine. The little difference between the S and the X is memory.
Ah. Is the X the one that's the tower?
X is the big blocky tower. The S is smaller and way more compatible. Or
Okay.
not, compact, sorry, not compatible.
Okay.
It's the same. It runs totally great.
Gotcha. Okay.
I literally use it all the time. I got that because sports games on the PC are actual dog water.
Oh yeah.
And you know me and my sports.
I
love
know
me some
you and your sports. Yep.
So I
Yep,
got
yep,
sports
yep.
games on this Xbox, and it is fantastic.
Okay. I'll have to look into
Yeah, it
that. There's an
runs
Xbox
totally
One
fine.
sitting around somewhere, but that's like 2 generations old now.
Xbox One is one generation old.
Is it still 1 generation?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because it goes one and then it goes into the S and X.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, that's right.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, and then you could trade that out and get a little bit of credit to make that other one cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I went to GameStop, mine was like actually $260, but then I got like a warranty and like a protection package on it,
Gotcha.
so it went up to $300.
Yeah.
But it was used, but there's nothing on it because they wipe it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is easy, dude. I remember when I went to get that. It was so funny because we were at B's.
Mm-hmm.
And he and I were just chilling, and my rig had been there forever, right? Which
Sure.
is my old rig, my secondary rig, which is now with our other buddy. Not permanently, but temporarily. And it was like there was some weird crap going on, so it was like, it's not really working. So like we couldn't play games on it or together like that. And I was like, this sucks, blah 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 blah. I don't want to sit here and just like. Because we were there to like hang out and play games and do some debauchery stuff, and I was like, I got the money. GameStop is like 7 minutes away from your place, so I went and freaking bought it.
Just bought an
Yeah.
Xbox.
And that was when the new college football video game had just come out, and I was super hyped to play it, but it wasn't coming out on anything but the new consoles. So I was like. Because it had been because the last one had been NCAA 14, which was like 11 years prior to that game. Cool. 25 and 26 comes out next month. And I was like super hyped to play it because it looks amazing. It's also literally the best football game that has ever come out ever.
Okay.
I will stand by that.
Okay.
So we went and I was like, I got to get it. So I got it. And I got 26 and the Series S, which altogether was probably about $370.
Okay.
Because games are expensive nowadays.
Yep.
So we went and bought it, and dude, when I tell you that me and Brandon just sat there, just like I played that, and he watched and played some other games. It was so good.
Nice. I don't know if I can justify getting an Xbox just for one game though.
For GTA 6, I could.
Yeah.
Dude, it's going to be the biggest launch in the history of video games.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be comparable to any. I mean, what was like the other biggest? I mean, maybe one of the Halos, but like, no, I think it's bigger than that.
Yeah, probably.
Because I remember Halo 3's launch was huge.
It was huge. Halo 2's launch was really big too.
Halo 2, 3, and then maybe Reach. I think Reach was a little lesser than 3 because 3 was like just
3 was peak.
I remember 3's launch being really big. I remember Reach's launch being pretty big, but GTA 6 is going to be like humongous.
Yes.
Especially when they update GTA Online, which guarantee you that will not come out until the PC version comes out.
Ugh.
I think they're going to push that a year.
Yeah, probably.
They're going to be like, play the crap out of the single player. We're going to put so much, and people are going to beat it in like 2 weeks and then be like, I want the online.
Yeah.
So they might push it. I personally think they'll probably push it faster, but it's not going to be very good until like a year.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when GTA Online came out for
5.
Yeah, and it was rough. When
It was
launched.
cool at first, and you played it. Oh yeah, I remember the launch was gross because it was just you could not connect. But it was like, it's really cool now, but it's just like, I want them to launch something and for it to be cool.
Yeah. Agreed.
It's like, I don't want you to launch something and for it to be crap, and then I have to wait for it to be good, and I'm not going to consistently play it because I lose interest because it's not good.
Yeah.
I'd have to like really be in love with something. Like, for instance, when Warhammer 3 dropped, Total War Warhammer 3, when that dropped, it was crap. comparatively to 2. It was crap. I was like, this is nuts. Like, it was cool. Like, it's still Total War Warhammer. It's, like, really cool. But it was not good. And then they fixed stuff, and then they made Immortal Empires for the big map, and then we were good.
Dude, Immortal Empires, when that came out, I was super excited for that.
Oh, my God, that was so good.
I still want to finish a Immortal Empires game. Haven't finished one yet.
You ever done it?
Not to the end, like...
Oh, like the entire map?
Yeah.
Dog, that's a lot.
Well, like, I've never achieved... Sorry, I don't mean, like, the entire map. I've never achieved a victory in Immortal Empires on 3. I did it in 2.
Yeah, because that was Mortal Empires.
Mortal Empires, yes.
Same thing, just...
Different name.
Yeah.
Smaller map.
Yeah, and I think they're going to expand this map.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I have a feeling.
It's already a huge map.
Yeah, it's only getting bigger.
Okay.
Well, I mean, there's like over 100 legendary lords now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's over 100 now. Actually, I think there is exactly 100, and they're about to go over with the next DLC drop.
It'll add, what, 3 or 6?
4.
4 more.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
2 for Slanesh, 1 for Norska, and then 1 for an unknown faction, but we're all assuming it's High Elves.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm excited for that. It's going to be called Tides of Torment. The reason people think it's High Elves is because tides, and they're like one of the last High Elf things that they could do is like a Sea Lord.
Oh, okay.
So, we'll see how that goes.
That's interesting.
I'm really hyped for that. I want them. They're taking way too long in between DLCs right now, which is kind of irritating. Like 8-month cycle in between DLCs right now. The last one was good, but it wasn't as good as the one before that.
Okay.
Because Omens of Destruction was the one that just dropped a while back, with the most recent one, which was the Khorne, Greenskins, and Ogre one. And it's cool. Like, the Ogres are cool, Greenskins are cool. The Khorne got the best out of all that, but they needed it. And then the one before that was Thrones of Decay, which might be the best DLC they've ever dropped.
Really?
Mm-hmm. The Nurgle Empire Dwarf one was immaculate.
Okay.
I think everything they added was awesome. They made every single one of those factions just so much more fun.
Okay.
The dwarves, I don't think the dwarves have never been more fun than they are right now.
That's really good.
Same with the Empire.
So what wasn't fun about them previously?
So they were fun, but they just weren't as like, they didn't have, like, you did like very vanilla crap. There was nothing that, it didn't make them feel unique. It's like, you might as well just go play like a different campaign that's got a cooler function to it.
Okay.
The dwarves now have all sorts of cool mechanics and stuff that they can do. And then I always think that units are a big piece of it.
Of course.
Obviously, right? Because if you don't play the battle, it's like, why are you playing the game, in my opinion?
Sure.
Auto-resolve is your friend in certain respects, but it also lies to you because it goes off of armor. If you have heavy armor. So the dwarves are incredible in auto-resolve because they all have high armor.
Gotcha.
But, like, you'll play a battle and you'll be like, man, I got my butt kicked in the auto-resolve, said I was going to win. It's like, well, it's because when you actually play,
you get to use actual tactics.
the game's actually, like, yeah. And then there's like one where like the AI is like, oh, you're going to lose by a lot. And then you absolutely steamroll. You're like, what the heck,
Yeah. Yeah. I've had those battles. I know what you're talking about.
So anyway, the dwarves got such cool. The units in that one were amazing. Not only because the dwarves got the giant thunder barge, the airship.
That's when the thunder barges came out. Okay.
One of the coolest units in the entire game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
A giant floating gunship with a harpoon on the front and then cannons on the side.
Yep.
Like, hello?
Pretty rad.
It's pretty
cool.
Rad. It's pretty cool. And the dwarves hadn't had anything big because they're just, they're
dwarves.
They're short.
They're just little guys.
Short.
They're just little guys.
Yeah, and they were all about like armor and melee defense and like using like range, like cannons.
The grudge throwers, dude.
Grudge thrower, yeah.
I hate grudge throwers.
Powerful.
Like for how early they get them.
That's their rank. They're like tier 2.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Crazy, and they're very powerful. The dwarves are super strong. I think. Speaking of your favorite race, the Tomb Kings.
Oh yes,
they're gonna get. I think they're gonna get something in the next, not this next DLC, but the DLC after that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Friggin' love Tomb Kings.
Because I looked at a bunch of rankings of like popular Total War players, and Kalida's campaign is considered one of the worst.
Yeah, it's
tough.
It's tough,
especially because they added Thorek down there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, bronze beak or bronze beard?
No. Thoric Ironbrow.
Ironbrow. Okay.
You're in the realm. You're in the realm, Bronzebeard. That's
Yeah.
a cool name.
Bronzebeard.
Bronzebeard. But yeah, so like they got super cool units for the dwarves and the Empire. The Empire got the Marienburg land ship, which is just a ship on wheels with cannons too. It's like it's like a thunder barge. And then Nurgle got one of the coolest lords in the entire game in Tamarkon, the Maggot Lord, and him riding his giant toad dragon.
The toad dragon. That thing's pretty cool.
It was a really well designed DLC, and they gave every single faction a bunch of good stuff. And then units are and then like the last one, so like Omens of Destruction, the units were like okay mostly. Khorne got some cool stuff. Like they got the what's that thing called? The Bloodbrute Behemoth or something. It's massive. It's really cool. It's like a giant death ball of chaos spawn looking stuff. It's really cool. Can't remember exactly what it's called. I don't really use Khorne that much. And then the greenskins really didn't get a whole lot. They were just kind of like an add-on, in my opinion.
Okay, they just got to tacked it on the side.
They're just like, hey, look, the greenskins are on here too. We got it. We're gonna finally finish them. And then they finished them, and it's like the units are cool. The new lord is cool, but it's like the ogres are the ones that really needed it. Ogres and Khorne, and ogres got the Frost Fang thing. It was super cool.
Sweet.
I'm not describing these very well because it's been a minute since I've actually played that game.
That's okay. I only know what half of the stuff you're talking about is anyway, so
yeah,
mostly playing
I
along.
need to get peeps back into it, but no one wants to play with me.
Dude, I'll friggin' play with you.
Play with me.
I will.
It's fun.
I'll do it.
Let's do it. But yeah, man, you been watching anything lately?
I have. I started watching this this Australian TV show called Utopia.
Dude, all right, tell me about it.
So it's, you know how in The Office you have like the supporting cast, like you've got like Jim and Pam who are like competent and then everyone else is incompetent?
Yeah.
So in Utopia, it's the two bosses that are competent and everyone else is incompetent. So they work for a thing called the NBA. Ha 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 ha. We're Americans, basketball.
I was like, wait a minute.
It's the Nation Building Authority or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So
National Building Authority or something like that.
Something like that. The basic premise of the show is the main character is this guy Tony. He's the CEO of this company, NBA, and they do public works projects like roads, and they do infrastructure.
Almost kind of like Parks and Rec.
Kind of.
Yeah, but on a bigger scale.
Way bigger, like on the national scale.
Oh, yeah. Like Parks and Rec, but like the entire.
Imagine if it was the parks, like, yeah.
And they were part of, like, the U.S. government. Yeah.
Yes. So they keep. So an example of an episode will be like, this guy Jim will come in and be like, "Hey Tony, how are we doing on this project?" And he's like, "What project?" He's like, "Oh, the project you signed off on." He's like, "I didn't sign off on any project. What are you talking about?"
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Or like one that I just watched was so there's, you know, like there's the A and B plot like there is in most TV shows. The A plot will be around Tony. So this guy Jim who works like alongside like the prime minister in some way. It's not really clear who him and this other woman are, like what their roles are, but they're a pain in the ass. Like, I get mad at this one woman because she's
doing their job right.
Wrong.
No, I mean,
yeah.
The show,
yes, they're doing their job in the show right. It just makes me so angry because she's so insufferable. She's just the worst, and I'll get to why. But in this episode, a project that was finished a long time ago, turns out it was like $3 billion over budget, and it's like,
woof.
yeah. And then,
yikes.
There's just a bunch of problems after the project has been completed, right?
Yep.
And so they come in, Jim and this other woman, I can't remember her name, and they're like, "We got to find a solution for this. Like, Tony, take a look at it and see what you find." And then throughout the course of the episode, they lean more and more into, like, we're going to pin this on the NBA, even though the NBA the whole time was like, So it's like, so what did you do with the project? We told you not to do it.
Yeah.
Well, you listed it as a priority, the bottom priority, like number 14 on the priority list. Like, so it's just stuff like that. Like, it's basically making fun of bureaucracy.
Oh, that's
and
great.
like
we love that.
And like making fun of like prime ministers only, or just government officials in general, only like being very short-sighted, launching projects for political clout,
Straight up,
and all that kind of stuff. And it's not the funniest show in the world, because I think Australian humor is a little bit different to ours.
Oh yeah, for sure. Cultural differences are gonna always.
Yes, but some stuff comes across still, and I get a pretty good chuckle out of it. Unfortunately, I'm having to pirate it because Australia will not let you
pirate it in Minecraft.
Yes, in Minecraft. Australia will not let you watch their TV shows outside of Australia.
That kind of seems counterintuitive, doesn't it?
Right? Like, I made an account on their website, and it's like, you can't watch outside of Australia. I'm like, why not?
You know what you know the way to get around that?
You're gonna say VPN.
I am gonna say NordVPN.
They have a thing on their website where it's like, if we fight, like, if you're using a VPN, it still won't work.
What the heck, man?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they don't want a broader audience.
Oi,
but
mate, you can't watch this. It's for us only.
For us only. That's way more English than Australian.
For us
whatever.
only.
Whatever.
Right, proper right.
But there's
Australians are just Southern Englishmen, anyway.
yeah. There's 5 seasons. I'm on season 4, and it's just, I think the girl's name is Rhonda. And
That would be an insufferable woman's name. Sorry to everyone named Rhonda out there.
yeah, but she is
Not sorry.
just the worst. Like, let me think of an example here. Give me a
She
second.
is the best at being the worst.
Yes, she does. She plays her. Oh, and the friggin' HR lady is so awful.
Oh,
There's a whole.
I could tell you that every
yeah,
HR lady is
there's
awful.
There's a whole side. One of the side plots of one of the episodes is this girl Katie. No, not Katie.
Katie.
She's the assistant character. What is her
Like
name?
the assistant to the homeboy, to Tony.
Yeah, like his executive assistant, kind of.
So like his errand bitch.
No, more like yeah, I guess kind of.
But in like an executive way.
Yeah, it's just like she like
And a smarter one.
like
of those.
Katie, can you go get my mail? Like, can you get me a coffee? You know,
That's exactly what I was describing.
okay. Yeah, kind of like manager's
Like an
appointment,
intern, but- like an
manager's
intern.
appointments
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
Like an intern but paid.
Yes. I think her name's Naomi or something.
That's Australian. I've met a lot of Australians.
It's a name with an N. I forget.
Scene. Yeah.
I don't think it's Naomi though. It's a name with an N.
Nyla.
No, I can't remember. Anyway, the beginning of the episode, Tony's like, "Hey, I'm putting you in for a promotion because you do a lot of work." She's the other character that's competent in the show, so it's Tony and her.
Okay.
So she's like, "Oh, great, thank you, that's awesome." And then HR gets involved, and they're like, "Well, how are we going to do this? You haven't had a performance review in forever." So over the course of the episode, she goes from this very like capable, confident worker to being a nervous wreck. Like,
Oh no.
like the line is, "Have I let HR in the building again?" And then
no.
Tony, like, she's talking to Tony like, "What am I like? Am I struggling with my core competencies and stuff like that?" And he gets up and leaves to leave. And the girl's like, "What are you gonna do?" And he just turns around and goes 10 to 15 for manslaughter.
That's pretty funny.
It's pretty funny. It's like,
I think what I've noticed, because I've seen a little bit of Australian stuff, is they're more willing to go out there than here. They're not more willing, but they're more okay with going way out there and a little over the line than we are here in America.
oh my gosh, there was an episode where they were like, like the C plot, right? Is like, it's heart wellness day or week or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And so they're doing this little seminar in the kitchen area, and they're like, "What's the number one cause of death in the world or whatever, and they're listing off BS answers like malaria and whatever. And one of the guys goes, "The Islamic State."
Oh, that's the one you were. I remember that you were laughing at that. They don't give a shit. They don't care. They're just gonna let it rip, dude.
I thought it was really, really funny.
It's funny.
It was so out of pocket, dude.
Muslims everywhere. Bold of them to assume.
Well, it was so.
That's why they don't let it outside of Australia.
Yeah, it was so shocking to me because it's an Australian show and Australia is fairly liberal.
Yeah, but I guess that's in policy. I don't think they're like.
It might just be in policy.
Yeah, I think it's in policy because I've seen a lot of Australian humor and it is very far out there.
Okay.
Like they are like like if an Australian comedian came to the US and toured, they would be what you would call canceled very fast.
Okay.
And not in, obviously today it's a lot less of that kind of environment, which is good because comedy is comedy and should be protected.
Yeah.
But like if they came touring during like COVID during the vid, which obviously they weren't doing and no one was doing anyway. But if they were able to and they did,
yeah, okay,
they'd be deported
enough.
back to Australia.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know too much about Australia. I want to go, but
it's dangerous. Dangerous in the way that you definitely gotta get shots. And it's obviously a beautiful country. I would like to go too, but you gotta get certain shots. There's a lot of stuff that's out there that is ready to kill you.
Yeah.
Lots of poisonous stuff. But the rest,
bull sharks in the rivers.
Yeah, for real. If you just go into the touristy spots, I'm sure it's fantastic.
Yeah, Sydney, Perth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously I'd like to go to New Zealand because Lord of the Rings.
Absolutely. There's a Hobbiton now. I just found out, an actual place.
It's been there.
Yeah.
It was so funny. I was watching a TV talk show. Have you ever heard of Graham Norton?
Yes.
Yeah, he did one with Elijah Wood and Robin Williams.
Mm-hmm.
And because
I've seen clips of it.
They were talking about going to the Hobbit, and Elijah's talking about going to Hobbiton and staying there. It's it's a real place. And Graham Norton's "Oh, you think it's a real place?" And Robin's "Don't you dare step on his dreams!
Don't you dare step on his dreams!
He has big feet too." But it's actually a legitimate place.
Yeah, no, it is.
To.
Is it like a resort or is it
No, I think it's like a museum-y kind of thing almost.
Oh,
I don't think you can stay there. If you could stay there, it'd be a lot of money.
Oh yeah,
a lot of money. I would be interested, obviously, and I'd be I would not be Bilbo Baggins right now in this hobbit hole. But yeah, I would love to check that out. Australia, obviously, too, home of the OG GOAT, Steve Irwin. May he rest in peace.
Dude, seriously.
The GOAT.
I cried for a long time when I found out he passed away because my dream was to grow up and move to Australia and work at the Australia Zoo.
It was really cool. I used to watch all those kind of shows when I was young.
Oh yeah, dude.
And I wanted to be a zoologist for the longest time.
Dude, Discovery Kids, OG Discovery Kids was...
the show that probably hated for me? It was this is here we go. We're going back, dude.
Okay.
Zaboomafoo.
Dude!
Zaboomafoo,
dude. The Kratt Brothers?
The Kratt Brothers. I always forget their names because I didn't give a crap about them. I was Zaboomafoo, the lemur.
The lemur, yes. The talking puppet lemur. Yes.
As a child, I was he's real.
He's real.
He talks to me.
Dude, that show, show.
They don't make them like they used to, bro.
They don't, dude. They don't. They really, really don't.
When we weren't such babies about everything, and when we could just, and that was actually a really PC show technically, but
by today's standards,
yeah. By then, it was even more PC than today.
Really?
I think that was on PBS.
Oh yeah.
And it was an amazing show. They just don't. No one's creative like that anymore.
It wasn't necessarily a reboot. I think it was a continuation. They've been doing more stuff with Zaboomafoo. There's a kids animated show with the Kratt Brothers voicing themselves.
I've seen that. I've seen a little bit, which is cool.
And I think they actually brought back for a season actual Zaboomafoo with the older Kratt Brothers and the puppet.
Which is cool.
I think that I could be totally off base with that.
And I mean, that's awesome. And getting young kids to see that still is awesome. But and what's funny enough is Australia actually has the number one kids show in the world.
Yeah, Bluey.
So
I go over to my buddy's place, and we end up just watching Bluey with his daughter.
Okay, that's a little weird. But
Dude,
I know I've seen like an episode or two with my niece, but like
it's crazy, dude. The show is just entertaining, and they're only like 15 minutes long or 10 minutes long or something like that.
it's the perfect attention span for the generation today, which kind of sucks because I want them to have longer attention spans.
Yeah.
But that's the phone thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the phone thing, man.
Yep.
I mean, we kind of suffer from it too. I always try and put my phone away as often as possible.
Yeah, I do too.
The only problem is, and I don't have screen time. I have a lot of listen time because I throw my podcasts on there when I'm at work because I'm like, I don't want to hear half the people I work with. So it's like,
fair enough.
Someone comes to talk to me, I'm like, oh god, double click my earpiece and be like, what's up? Like, go fast. I don't want to talk to you.
I don't want to talk to you. I want to listen to my podcast.
I just want to listen to this podcast, do some paperwork, and go home. Like, I want to get paid. I don't want to have to hear you talk.
Yeah.
Especially because when they ask me the dumbest questions. Jacob, did this go in this transfer folder? Yes. How many times have you done this? Super quick work rant. It blows my mind. I'm not technically a manager, right?
Sure.
I run the back room, but I can't make decisions because that's my manager's job.
Yes.
And my store director is really cool. He lets me kind of make the decisions back there anyway. But if it's like a big decision, I can't make it. So it has to be my manager, my assistant manager, or my grocery manager's job to make a big decision.
Okay.
But then all my department managers, so like the meat, produce, bakery, floral, deli, all come to me with the dumbest questions that how would I know the answer to your department's question?
I'm not your boss.
They're like, how would you do this? And I was like, I don't know, dog. That's up to you because that's your department and I don't run it. And you make more than me.
You make more than me. I should be asking you questions.
And you're asking, no, I don't need that. Fair enough. Technically, yes, but I also don't need to ask them questions because I'm not an illiterate dumbass.
Oof.
They hire the dumbest people, bro. I swear to God. We recently got this not super young, but actually pretty young kid that's working on our net crew, and he's a stud. He's not only is he smart, he doesn't give a crap. He says what he wants, and I love it about him. So I'll like come in, I'll be like, yo, what's up, dude? What's going on, man? He's like, these mother truckers. Obviously, I'm censoring myself a little bit. These mother trucking F words are not doing the job right. He actually said that before.
Wow.
And I was like, listen, dog, while I agree with you, while I'm laughing at that statement you just said, be careful because this is one of those companies that you will get fired for that like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Power slur.
A power word, yeah.
Power slur. Speed limit driver.
Speed limit driver.
So good.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
stealing that from Paul.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I stole that from him. I was talking to one of my vendors the other day, and one of those doofuses comes up and walks away, and I was like, "Oh, what a power slur speed limit driver!" And the vendor starts cracking up. He's like, "Dude, that's actually really funny." I'm like, "I cannot take credit. All credit goes to my buddy."
Friggin' speed limit drivers.
Yeah, dude. Like, who are you? If I'm not going 5 over, I'm not going fast enough.
Yeah, dude. My favorite is when you're going 5 over and someone just like speeds around. You're like, sorry, breaking the law wasn't good enough for you.
I'm not
or
breaking
whatever.
the law hard enough for you.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, dude, when someone goes like 85 and flips me off when I'm going 70, I'm like, okay, dog. Like all right, gee, I guess I'm not breaking the law hard enough for you.
When I speed past somebody going 80, I wave at them.
Thanks for letting me pass.
Yeah, thanks for getting out of the left lane.
If you're in the left lane and you were going literally the speed limit or a little bit less, technically if you're going the speed limit, you're actually being a responsible driver.
In the left lane? No.
No, you're being responsible if you go the speed limit in any lane.
Okay, yeah, okay, fair. I see what you're saying.
However,
it is the passing lane.
If you are going the speed limit in the left lane and I pass you and you flip me off, you're a shitter.
Yeah, that's a you problem,
that's on
dog.
You, dog.
That is a certified
on
you
dog.
problem.
Yeah, that is not a me problem. That is a you problem, dog.
Yeah, 100%.
We're in the fast lane, bro. This is NASCAR up in this bitch. Like, we're fucking going, dog.
We're going.
It's not a giant circle, but we're going.
It's not. Yeah.
Every NASCAR track is just a giant oval.
It is. But yeah.
And it just cracks me up when people are like, do you watch NASCAR? I'm like, no.
Like, I don't want to disparage it because it's an American pastime and America, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. But I also don't get it.
I have so many things I could say right now.
I also don't get it. I don't get NASCAR.
It's just an excuse for people to be drunk.
Cars
go fast.
Okay.
I don't mean to disparage specifically on Southern people. However, just saying.
I will say, dude, driving your trailer out into the middle of the oval for the Indy 500 would be pretty lit.
That would be cool when you're there, but then you're just watching it. So what else are you going to do? You're going to drink,
barbecue.
When you're okay, and at least when you're watching other sports, different stuff is happening.
Yeah, more stimuli is coming in.
There is different now. Maybe that's a condemnation on us as a society where we just can't handle watching it. Like, they are going super fast, and I would, especially NASCAR drivers, like those guys are. That's real. That's tough.
They're ballers.
Yeah, like I would never tell them that their sport is stupid.
To their face.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying right now. Your sport is stupid. drive car fast, like dog. Okay. And as an entertainment product, I think that's why it's not as big, and especially like stuff like, which is crazy because if you think about it, like hockey should be more popular because it's entertaining in a way.
Absolutely.
But the problem is hockey has way too many freaking stupid rules, and nothing happens because scoring is really hard.
Yeah, that's
Goalies
my
got
issue.
Gigantor pads.
Yeah, that's my issue with football.
Soccer.
Football is like
it's football.
It would. Yeah, it's just.
See, I totally get exactly what you're saying, and I used to have that same problem, but then I kind of got into it.
Okay.
It has the exact same problem as hockey, except here's the thing. Number one, football, or soccer for us Americans, because we're Americans, soccer is the most popular sport internationally by a million bajillion miles, right?
Yes, 100%.
The best part about soccer, in my opinion, and I do like watching, like, if you watch the right league, it's fun.
Okay.
It's entertaining. Right? If you watch like the English Premier League or the Spanish La Liga or even France's Ligue 1 or the German, I can't remember what their league is called, but the Super League, something like that. Like the top levels, those guys are all crazy athletes and they're getting paid a bunch of money.
Oh, yes.
And they are, and the passion of the fans is it's different.
Okay.
I think I'm a passionate like American football fan. Like,
not even close.
It's okay. Hold on, it's close, but I'm an outlier. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
There are a million me's watching English Premier League.
Okay.
People that love the sport so much that they're like they deep dive every single day into it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it's a lot longer of a season because the season just ended, but now they open their transfer window, so where they can like buy and sell players.
Oh,
and that it's like the NFL's off season, but it's shorter technically than the NFL off season. And then the soccer has so many competitions. So like if you were a top level team in England,
okay,
like let's say you play second place in the Premier League. The Premier League is the main competition, right? That's like the NFL. Then there's the FA Cup, which is like a separate trophy you can win. There's it's called, I think it's the EFL Cup, so like the English Football League Cup. So like a bunch of different teams can participate in that, which is the third objective. The FA Cup is like the bigger one of the two, like random tournaments. And then there's the European competition. So like they combine all the best teams from European leagues into 3 separate competitions: the Conference League, which is the worst, the Europa League, which is the second best, and then the Champions League, which is like the premier one.
Okay.
So if you're a soccer team, you can be playing in 4 different competitions at once.
Wow.
In the EPL. Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a lot going on. And all that's happening at the same time. Like the Champions League final happens like 2 weeks after the EPL is over.
Wow. Okay. So you're going.
You're playing a lot of games, especially if you're in every single one of those competitions. Now, you might not necessarily be.
Okay.
Sometimes you aren't. Sometimes you are. And that's why you need squad depth. There's something happening all the time.
Gotcha. Okay. So the flow of content is richer.
Yes.
Okay.
However, you have to spend more money. Because CBS has the Champions League. NBC has the Premier League. especially if you're in America. In England, it's actually way worse.
Really?
It costs way more money than here in America,
Interesting.
which is crazy.
Very crazy.
It's because the Sky Sports or BBC over there has rights to pretty much everything
Yeah.
in England.
Yeah.
Here, like here in America, NBC's like, we'll buy the Premier League and you just can watch it on Peacock for free.
Oh, okay.
Free.
Yeah, you have to pay for Peacock, but
But yeah, like any game that they play live, you can just watch. It's like
Cool.
That's how I watch my United boys, and they sucked butt this season, but that's okay. They were trash. Manchester United's like one of the biggest clubs in the world, and they've been so bad the last 5 years. It sucks.
that's like the only one that I know of.
Real Madrid,
Oh, yeah.
that's the biggest one.
Okay.
That's like the premier football team.
Okay.
Football, soccer.
Football.
Yeah, it's like if you play for Real Madrid, you're usually like
Goated.
a legend. Yeah.
Okay.
Like Ronaldo played for
Oh,
United
yeah.
and then for Real Madrid. Unless you're just built different like Messi and you decide to play Barcelona your whole life. And Barcelona is a really
Good club.
prestigious club, but not as prestigious as Real Madrid.
Okay.
I could go into the whole
Look, I learned more. I learned more today.
Yeah, I could go into the whole nuances of how that soccer stuff works because there's teams that just have like this prestige and like are so big that players want to play for them because they know they're consistently going to be in the Champions League or the Europa League or consistently compete for their respective leagues. So, like, Italians got a really big league in Serie A. The French obviously have Ligue 1, and they have some like old, historic, like crazy good teams.
Really? Okay.
And then
I don't know why I said really. It
yeah,
makes sense.
And then the Germans are like they have some prestige too. But like the biggest one of those, in my opinion, is England, and it's not just because it's the one I attach to most because of English speaking.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally like the Premier League is considered one of the greatest like domestic competitions in all of Europe.
Oh,
if not
okay.
the greatest
Okay.
because the teams there are willing to spend freaking money.
Gotcha.
Money. Like the guy who owns Manchester United also owns the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here in America.
Really?
The Glazer family.
Little double dipping going on?
Although everyone in England hates them. Because they're just not managing United right. And then like Arsenal, one of the biggest clubs in London, which has been a historic.
I know about
club,
Arsenal. Yep, I've heard that
is
name.
owned by the same guy who owns the Rams here in America.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Monkeys. So
More
it's a lot of
double dipping going on?
cross-pollinating.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then one of the owners of the Dodgers over here, Todd Bowley, I believe, also owns Chelsea.
Really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
There's lots of
double dipping going on.
and they have billions of dollars. So
Yeah. Yeah, you got to spend it on something, right?
yeah, I mean, and honestly, a really good sports team is also just a really good investment because eventually you could sell it for more than you get it for
Yep.
if you run it right.
Yes.
So like the Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys, when Jerry Jones bought them, they weren't worth as much as they are now. Not even close. Now I think they're the most lucrative sports franchise in the world, possibly. Definitely in America. Maybe in the world.
That's a claim.
Because you probably would say either Real Madrid or one of the English soccer teams. But like the Cowboy, it's number one. Football is getting bigger over in Europe than
It is.
ever been.
I learned that there is like France, Germany, and England have American football teams. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
Yep.
And they compete.
Yeah.
Didn't know that until I
Yeah.
think this year.
Yeah. It's crazy. And like, because I mean, the NFL has the game in London, has had games in Germany. I think they're having one in Madrid this year, in Spain. So I have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure they are. I mean, they have that one that's happening in Brazil every year, which I don't know why the frig they go to Brazil, but not exactly.
Exposure, trying to get people into it.
Yeah, I guess money. It's just a little wild to go to Brazil, in my opinion, right now. Nothing against Brazil. But
No, everything against Brazil.
yeah, a little bit of Brazil. Your country's dirty, dog. I'm sorry. Like,
Oof.
I mean, the Olympics there was a disaster.
It was. It really was.
It's well documented. It was a disaster.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I wouldn't do it. But the NFL, they're so smart and rich. Like, they can figure it out. They had one in Mexico City, which worked really well. Actually,
Really?
no, never mind. That didn't happen because there was a giant fire, so they moved it back to L.A.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
Yeah, so I was like,
Ooh. Oh.
like, dang. That's crazy. Imagine
Imagine fire.
Fire.
I wouldn't be surprised in the near future if they move an American team over into London.
Really? Like permanently?
Yeah,
What team do you think it would be?
the Jaguars.
Oh, really?
Jacksonville. Where the fuck is that? It's in Florida. It's a really small market in Florida.
Is it really a small market?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's like a super small city in Florida.
Didn't know that.
Tampa Bay I get. Miami I most certainly get.
Sorry,
but
for those who didn't listen, I was like, yeah, duh.
Yeah.
I
Like
gestured.
Jacksonville, like that'd be like having a team in like Albuquerque
Oh, okay.
or like Santa Fe.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Yeah, it's like because it's in Florida, it makes sense and it works. But like, it's almost like having a team in Green Bay, except Green Bay is so historic.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it works out. But you know, we move and we live and learn.
We move and we move.
They obviously make a lot of money,
Yeah.
so I can't tell them what to do. But yeah,
I
man,
wouldn't dream of it. I wouldn't.
I would dream.
I know you would
I
dream.
Would dream. I dreamed a dream where I own NFL teams. If I was the owner of the Seattle Seahawks and I had all that money, if I was Jeff Bezos and I bought the Seattle Seahawks, I would do so much good for that. I would literally be like, Schneider, run this crap.
Just run the whole organization.
That's what good owners do, is they give the money to the right people, and then the right people, now you have to find the right people.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done. But once you find the right people, let it ride.
Let it ride.
Let it ride. That's what the Chiefs did when they got Brett Veach and Andy Reid, and boom. 3 Super Bowls later. Drafted Patrick Mahomes. No one else really wanted him.
Really?
He was the 10th overall pick.
Wow.
Crazy.
What a mistake that ended up being for those other 9 teams.
Man, you know.
Well, who's to say he would have flourished in those franchises?
That's the thing. That is the thing, Jack. That is something you're hitting on. Who's to say? Who's to say? There's some players that you could say are outliers and would flourish anywhere, and I think Mahomes probably would have, but maybe not to the extent that he has.
Yeah.
Like, would Russell Wilson have been nearly as good if he wasn't with the Seahawks? Probably not. Because at the time we were
Unfortunately, history has kind of proved that he isn't.
He was past his prime at that point, in my opinion.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fair, I guess.
But, you know, shit happens.
Yep. Well,
mistakes were made.
should we wind down? Should we?
Yeah, dog. What another episode.
What a good. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Hope
Appreciate
you enjoyed
your
the rest
time.
of your day, except if you're a NASCAR fan. Fuck you. Just kidding.
There's your one.
Yes, I did it. I waited to the end of the episode.
It's a little surprise for everyone who listens till the end.
Except for NASCAR fans are going to hate me.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you
for
for listening. We appreciate your time. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.
Unless you're a NASCAR fan.